You know what? Life can be so strange sometimes. You wait 18 months for the mythical Garmin Descent Mk2i to arrive, and then less than 7 months later, there's a new Descent model on the scene. But what's this one all about? Let's go and find out. Yeah, that's right, you heard me correctly. Today, the 19th of May 2021, is the launch day for the latest model in the Garmin Descent range. Now, before you get ahead of yourself, this is not a magical Mk3 version. No, it is the smaller and more refined Mk2S. Now, before we get into the nitty-gritty of what this dive computer is all about, I just want to cover off 3 really quick things. Number 1, well, first of all, welcome. And for those of you that are regular viewers, welcome back. And well, I guess a happy new year. This is actually the first review video we've done of 2021. In fact, we haven't done any videos since the Garmin Descent Mk2 launched at the end of October. When we did 3 videos, we did the review of the dive computer, we did the data screen configuration video, and we did the pull test with the pod. Why is that? Well, we moved house a couple of days before Christmas. We then went into a national lockdown in the UK. It was the 3rd lockdown that we've had. So we've just spent the last 5 months spending some time at home and doing an obscene amount of decorating. Number 2, yes, you did hear me correctly. I did refer to this as the Mk2i and the Mk2S. I didn't call them the Marq II. Why is that? Well, it was pointed out to me that Garmin do a range of watches called the Marq, spelled M-A-R-Q. And some viewers were getting confused when I referred to this as the Marq II, thinking it was something to do with the Marq range of watches. It isn't. The Garmin Descent are the only range in the Garmin profile that are dive computers. So I will be referring to it as the Mk2. Will I still call it the Marq II in my own life? Probably, because it's easier, but for official purposes, this is the Mk2S. And finally, number 3, I saw a comment on a Garmin forum where a user wrote a really nice comment on the forum about the review video we did for the Mk2. They said it was a great video, well put together, but it felt like it was a sponsored video, a sponsored ad. I want to be really clear, guys, that none of the videos on this channel are sponsored unless it's clearly stated. This video for the Mk2S is not sponsored. I've not been paid to do it. I've not been given any free merchandise to do it. This pre-production model that we've got will go back as with all of the samples that we get. I haven't been told what to say, and all of the views in this video are my own. Right then, so the Garmin Descent Mk2S. Now, what I'm not going to do in this video is take you through the menus in a step-by-step process like I would normally, for 2 reasons really. Reason number 1, the menus, functionality, button configuration in the S are exactly the same as the Mk2. So it would be a little bit futile for me and also super boring for you if I just repeated everything that I said in the video 7 months ago. What I will do is I'll pop a link up here which links to the Mk2 review video that we did, and I'll also put all of the links to the Mk2 down in the description, so make sure you check that out after this video. And reason number 2, the Mk2 doesn't launch until Wednesday the 19th of May. Today is Sunday the 16th. So purely for that matter, it is not discoverable in any of the Garmin apps. I can't connect it to the Garmin Dive app or the Garmin Connect app. So once we've got it connected, we'll have a little look and we'll come back to you. So I hear you asking, how is the S any different to the Mk2 or the Mk2i? Well, the S simply, and I'm assuming the S stands for smaller. It packs the same punch as its larger brother, but in a smaller sized, full-featured dive computer that is perfect for the smaller wrist. They've made a bigger focus on making the Mk2S more fashionable too. So it doesn't just look like another dive computer / fitness watch on your wrist. And it's also available in 3 different colour options. You've got the light gold bezel with light sand strap, and that's the one that we have here. The mineral blue bezel with seafoam strap, and the carbon grey DLC bezel with black strap. And all of the options come with the longer dry suit strap to get around that dry suit, as you can see here. Now, there isn't an air integrated option for the S model. So really the target audience is a diver that doesn't want air integration and is looking for a smaller dive computer / watch, both in and out of the water. Now, this is where I think they've been really clever. The target audience for the Mk2S is most definitely the female market, which I wholeheartedly think is a fantastic idea. There's no question about it, scuba diving is still a massively male-dominated activity. In 2016, the Sports and Fitness Industry Association reported that 68% of all scuba divers were male. That number rises to 74% when you look at divers with 8 or more years of experience. Divers Alert Network wrote in 2020 that while there are no precise statistics, it estimates that only around 33% of divers are women. And that picture looks even worse when you look at the stats for this YouTube channel. Now, I'd say the majority of my uploads are all scuba product reviews, so about 90%, and I'd say the other 10% is probably mainly just underwater footage that I've shot when I've been diving. But when you look at the demographics for this channel, it is massively male dominated. Over the last 4 weeks, less than 10% of my audience has been female. It appears only women between the ages of 25 to 34 years old have an interest, and no woman over the age of 45 years old has got any interest in anything I've got to say at all. Garmin are also taking the opportunity to highlight some of the new women's health features, including menstrual cycle tracking and pregnancy tracking, as well as all-day respiration and advanced sleep monitoring, which estimates light, deep and REM stages of sleep. Actually, I'll put links to those down in the description below. But what I do want to be clear about is that the features like the menstrual cycle tracking and the pregnancy tracking, they're not unique to the Mk2S. No, they are features in the Garmin Connect app. So in actual fact, they are available to be used across a whole range of different Garmin products, including the Mk2 and the Mk2i. My Garmin Connect profile is set up for a man, which is why I didn't know they were there. You need to obviously have a woman's profile set up to be able to use them. So I don't for 1 minute want any of the guys out there to think that the Mk2S is not for them, because that is not the case at all. Size wise, you can see the difference between the Mk2 and the Mk2S. This is my own personal Mk2i next to the S, and actually if I just show the S, it doesn't look too small on my wrist at all. There will be a load of guys out there that don't want a large watch on their wrist every day, and I personally find the mineral blue and the carbon grey colours actually quite nice. Now let me show you the same two watches on Hayley's wrist. Straight away the S looks a more natural fit for her, and to be honest, the light gold and light sand colour combination really suit her much better than the black face of the Mk2. Actually, I have an old Descent Mk1 here, as well as a shearwater Teric. When I put the 4 of them together, even though the S is a smaller unit than the Mk1, the viewable screen size is actually the same size. Right, let's take a look at some of the official stats for the Mk2S. Price wise, on launch day, the Mk2S will set you back £950. Now, I know that sounds like a lot, but when you consider the Mk2 is £1,200 and the Mk2i is £1,400, to me it just feels like the Mk2S is a little bit underpriced. I'm not quite sure there's a £250 price difference between the Mk2 and the Mk2S, especially when you consider that neither of them have air integration. And actually, while I'm here talking about prices, it's worth calling out that today, the 19th of May, is also the launch day for the Descent Mk2i bundle. £1,750 British will buy you an Mk2i with titanium strap and the Garmin Tank Pod. You also get the silicone dive strap thrown in. Now, you can't buy the titanium watch without the pod, In fact, you can't buy the titanium watch on its own at all. The only way you will be able to do it would be to buy a Mk2i with a standard silicon strap and then buy the titanium strap separate. So actually the bundle with the titanium strap and the pod, I know it's a lot of money, but it's actually not a bad deal. The S features a 1.2 inch or 31mm sunlight readable sapphire display in a 43mm case. It also has a 20mm interchangeable quick fit strap that boasts silicone, leather, metal and nylon straps in the range. The internal memory will hold 200 dives, although the Garmin Dive app will provide greater analysis of all of your dives. The battery life for the smaller S is an impressive 30 hours in dive mode and up to 7 days in smartwatch mode. And talking of dive modes, the S matches the other Descent models by offering single gas, multi-gas, CCR, gauge mode, apnea and apnea hunt. You can even use your S to check the times of low and high tide. And remember, the functionality of the S mimics the larger Mk2 as well. It isn't just a dive computer or a smartwatch. The S is a full life manager. You can track your sleep, listen to music, use Garmin Pay, use hundreds of different activity profiles and use wellness tracking for an active lifestyle both in and out of the water. And there we go, that is the Garmin Descent Mk2S, launches today, the 19th of May 2021. Now, we're going to go and head off and get this synced up to Hayley's Garmin Diver and Garmin Connect apps so she can get to grips with it, and we'll come back to you and report with how she gets on. But in the meantime, make sure you check those links in the description down below. That's me done. Thanks ever so much for watching today, guys. I really appreciate you taking the time. If you've enjoyed this video, think about giving it a little thumbs up for me. And if any of my male-dominated audience out there think that any of their female family or friends needs to hear about the Garmin Descent Mk2S, you know what, make sure you send this video on to them. And as always, if you haven't subscribed already, click that little subscribe button, hit that little bell icon to make sure that you do not miss out on any future uploads. But for now, thanks so much, take care, speak soon.